We've talked about the favorite Beatles album of John, George, and Ringo, so now it's time for the cute Beatle himself, Paul McCartney. For anyone that knows anything about the band, the answer is pretty obvious. The Beatles were fed up with being the Beatles, and they were having a hard time coming up with new songs, so Paul had the incredible idea of cosplaying as a different band, with new names, haircuts, and clothes. Thus, the highly influential Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was born, and no one was more excited than Paul himself. Basically writing 8 of the 13 tracks in the album and participating in the rest through backing vocals, bass, and even drumming at times. The rest of the band was also happy with the album at first, but by the end of the recordings, John and George had grown tired of the so-called assembly process that was Sgt. Pepper's, and began to feel like McCartney was taking on the role of the leader a little too often. However, McCartney seems to recall the sessions and promotion of the album as happy, and a key factor in getting the band's focus back after the death of Brian Epstein that same year. So obviously, when asked about his favorite album by the band in 1991, he chose the album he was the most involved with, and the first decision that he made as the leader of the band.
I probably would choose Sgt. Pepper myself because I had a lot to do with it.
That was your idea, sort of alter ego band, right?
That was my idea. But it wasn't entirely my idea, but yeah, to get us away from being the Beatles, I had this idea that we should pretend we were another group. And it took hold, even down to getting costumes made and everything.